What's up, y'all? It's Jam and Sam, and today we're going to continue Jungle Japes from DK64. Been having some problems with the stream, so I think it's like doing some weird stuff. But that's okay. So we're starting with the caves, and let's see. Let's hear that. We're gonna need a bass marimba for this. Very deep marimba, which is a different patch, different instrument. Have to sort by alphabet name, and then drag this in here. This is gonna be all the way to the left, and then we're gonna have an echo going to the right. So we'll just do this all in the same thing, right? We'll just cut this, and I'm gonna put this into contact. Alright, now it's gonna play a trombone, but if we go to what I think is maybe 11? Nope. Maybe it was 10. Nah. Ah, there we go. There it is. Now, the velocity is too high. So let's remove the other pattern here. There we go. It has some nice other like samples in there. But we don't want to give it the too strong, like the strong sample. There's like an upper velocity sample here. Okay, and so then we want to give that a mixer track. And let's see. Let me create a mixer, a new separate master out here. Contact's kind of a roundabout, convoluted way of giving multi-outs to instruments. I don't want it to be there. I think I'm using the other, yeah, 15 and 16. Okay, and so we want to send that one to, I guess, 15 maybe? Oh, and we have a wood block in here too, apparently. Or 17. Go to 17 with this. And then we have something here. I think this one is, oh, this one's 84% left. It's not all the way. The marimba is. So that will be 84 left. And so let's call this bass marimba. And real quick, let's give it that delay. But how, we need to know how much time our delay is from the... Right now it's not going to sound very correct. I think it's 1/4. Or two, little like 2/4 of a half a, yeah. This is like half a step. So let's set this to be, this would be one step, this 1.0 here. And then if you do half that, it's like 0.24. And it's got too many echoes, so let's turn down the level. There we go, that works. Now we do ping pong so that it switches from the... So you hear it echoing in the right channel. Flips the stereo in the echo. And let's give it a little bit of panning separation. So you get some further stereo fun. Okay, and with that, let's... I'm gonna give it chorus. Slow it down a little bit. And then turn it about halfway. And then we can go and say, hey, I want this to be saturated a little bit to simulate sort of the game's saturation, like distortion. There we go. That sounds good. Now let's give that reverb. Nice, that sounds good. Okay, next we've got the tempo block, which starts here. It starts over there, kind of. And so let's add in our tempo block. This comes from the EMU Classic series. Dum 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 dum. Okay, so let's hear how that sounds, if that sounds in the right octave. Nope, gotta go up an octave. And why is this, I don't think I put that there. Okay, so this is gonna kind of go away. And this one is also gonna be 84% left. So let's copy this value. Cool. Now let's mute this out. And let's see. Oh boy, a silver lining, my insomnia. Thank you. Thank you, Dom. Welcome, Serenonymous. Yes, so it'll be probably for most people in America, it'll be very early or very late, depending on if you've gone to bed or not. So now this tempo block is going to go into its own mixer track, and we're going to, I'm pretty much gonna start with the same thing here. So I'm gonna save this mixer track as just untitled, and then I can drop it into here if I go to mixer presets. So now you have that delay, and you also have a little chorus effect. Let's call this tempo block. Nice. Now let's give that reverb. Nice, sounding good so far. Okay, now there's another thing going on here, and that is the ambience. But it's on a different MIDI track, so that's why you only have the music here. We have the sound effects on a different track. So let's go and grab that. It's going to be Cave's ambience. So actually, let's put it in a different. Well, we can put it in the same one because it's technically, I think it'll just blend in with it, right? Let's not start a new project though. Let's go to MIDI out. Yeah, there we go. Oh, but somehow the sound effects are a faster tempo. Because the other one was at like 110 or something, and this one is slightly faster. That kind of complicates things, but I think there are ways we can get around that. So, let's see. I think the best way to get around that is to, if we go into a different pattern, right, and then we add that, oh, don't name it anything. And then we add that thing back in. Hold on. Or we put the tempo to the original tempo. So if we go MIDI out for the LSD, don't start a new project, and then we remove this tempo automation. But that would mean, well, let's see. So the tempo is going to be, we need to kind of stretch it. So we want the tempo here to be, so we want the sound effects to be in the tempo of 120, which means we have to stretch it so that it reaches 110. But whatever thing you change it to, that's still going to, it's still going to be the same. So we just kind of need the sound effects to go faster. So I would say I have to calculate that amount of tempo. I think what would be a good idea is if we temporarily consolidate the tracks. What? That's dumb. What does that mean? Contain tempo events. Okay, so it's even changing tempo, apparently. Okay, just because of the fact that it contains a tempo event. Who cares? Okay, just delete that. I don't know why that's important, but whatever. Okay, so if you consolidate track 2, now we have it as a wave file. And I can say that whatever, so if we go to here, and I can see how much I need to stretch it. So okay, so I just have to stretch it 4 bars less, because the tempo is aligning with just less than 4 bars. So whenever you change the tempo, the wave stretches to show where it's going to be. So at 110, we just need to stretch it 4 bars less. So that means if we take, whoops, we take all of this stuff, and I'm gonna put a put a muted note here so that we have a beginning, because that's gonna, and then we Control A. So first of all, I need to have one at the beginning, and I also have to have one at the end, actually. I need to know where to stop it. So let me go. Okay, so we can mute that. And then if I Control A to select all, then I can stretch it. Just found your channel yesterday. I didn't realize you make music. I'm loving your work. Thank you, Space Dan. Welcome. All right, so we're gonna stretch this to be 4 bars earlier. So we want this to end, instead of after 48, we want this to end after 44. So I want this to end right here, pretty much. So then we can remove that muted note and remove this beginning note. And then we do the same with the other track, which I think the other track is like one of the track is like drips, like water drips, and the other one is bats. So if we, oh, it already starts on at the beginning. So if we put this once again at the end, and then mute it, and then we Control A to select everything, and then we go and stretch it. So we go from, we're gonna go from 48 to 44. And then we remove this. So we should more or less, when we more or less have the same formation still with as the wave. So if we do like this, everything pretty much should line up with the except that it doesn't for some reason, and I'm not sure why. So like, it drifts a bit for some reason. I stretched it too much, apparently. Oh, I think I did it at the end of 43 instead. Whoops. Okay, so going back. Let's try this again. So we go back to where we had that note muted. And then we go and stretch it out. 4 bars. No, what happened here? Okay, here we go. 4 bars to here. That ought to be like at least partially on the way. I can see there's like the last 2 are right there now. And so then we go back to here. And I also have to remove that first dummy note. Put it at the end of the bar here, and then you just zoom in and make sure that's right at the end. And then we go stretch. And then more or less it should be lined up. Yep, it's lined up. Okay. So now we can remove that. Okay, so now it'll line up with the one. Now we just converted it to 110 tempo, so it can line up with the music. So if we put the music here, it'll now line up with the ambience. And what is that? Why is it going to the marimba here? That makes no... Oh, because it's a new MIDI track and it's now pointing to different things. So what we have here, we just need to get the sound effects right. So it looks like we have it mapped. Oh. So if we go... And then it goes back down. But I think they're both the same sample, right? What? I'm not sure if they're both the same sample, but it doesn't really matter because we're going to use a bunch of... We have a bunch of different samples in the bat track anyway. So we're going to use a bunch of those. But now the challenge becomes, how do we map out all these pitch changes? Because these are all like different pitches. And so we want to use different pitches, but we also want to use all these samples. We also want to round robin cycle through all these samples here. So to do that, we have to match the pitch. And not only that, but it's not a linear pitch. It goes from A to down, all the way down to this. So what I want to do now is like, I'm going to have to use the note find pitch function to map this out. And so let me see how many of different pitches we have. We have pretty much every pitch being played. Well, most pitches. Dun, 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 dun. And then it goes back down. So that means that I'm trying to figure out what pitch is similar to this one. So these two are similar. So that means if we copy all this to the let's make a we can delete this now. We don't need it. And if we bring the bat into a slice X channel, and now we have to make sure. Okay, first of all, I don't want it to auto dump. I hate that it starts out with that option enabled. So I want to make sure that the slices are right because they're not. So I need to slice every time there is a bat thing. I don't know why it's having trouble with this, but yeah. I want to delete all these or drag this to the very beginning. Okay, so now, and it still dumped to piano roll, which I asked it specifically not to do. Okay, so when you have these bat sounds here, I want to copy them to, let's see. I'm just going to copy it from the channel rack to here. And so let's see, what is the normal pitch here? So it's like, first of all, I have to know what is like the natural pitch. I think it's this one, this G. Yeah, that's about right. So the normal natural pitch is G, right? So, and I don't know why these are all. Okay, there we go. Alt C to change this to change this to 1. And then so when we have this pitch right here, everything up here corresponds to D sharp. So if we put this down to D sharp, we'll have the true pitch. And so what we want to do now is translate these notes into fine pitch. So each note is going to be, and it's going to show in the toolbar here, each note is like going to be 100, like a 100 cents, right? So in fine pitch 100 cents. So if we go now, if we knowing that neutral pitch is G, we have to count down each of these. So I'll select all of these, and then we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to go negative 500 cents for all of these. Okay. Now the other sample is one step up, so that means that we have to go negative 400 cents. Okay, and then the next one up is going to be negative 300 cents, negative 200 cents. That's this one right here. And I should just stretch this whole thing out. We only have one note from that, so that's good. Okay, and then this one is G, I believe. Yeah, this one's G, so this will be natural. And then the next one up, we only have one note here. That's 100, and that's 100 cents. It's not even letting me. It's just going straight from. Wow, so dumb. I have to zoom in here and. Okay, there we go. And then the next one up, which we have a lot of notes of, is going to be 200 cents. Okay, and then finally we have 300 cents. Okay, so now this should, so now we can then map these out to which sample we want by the round robin. So go up here, and then this sample down here will be there, and then we can move them up as desired. And for this, I want a snap of a bar so that I don't ruin the time, because I want the time to stay in place. But I want to keep cycling up different bat sounds as it goes. And you'll notice that it changes pitch because they have the pitch baked into their automation, their attributes there. So now we hit the limit. We got to marker 9, so now we start over again with marker 1. Oops, this one goes here. Okay. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot about? We also have different pannings for the thing. And but I think they're far enough apart that we can just copy this this data here. And then paste it over to the... There's no really any overlap with the bats sounds as far as I can tell. And it's pasting, as usual, FL Studio pasted in the wrong place. So let's find out what is the right place. And sort of like, because we have to deal with FL Studio not being the best at certain things. Oh wait, no, it's still just... Okay, that's the way it is then. Oh, because the... Oh, it's that when you stretch the tempo, the automation doesn't follow. So that's kind of annoying. So we have to account for that now, because everything is going to be in the tempo automation is going to be, or the panning automation is going to be later. So now we have to sort of turn that into node automation for this to work. So how do I want to go about doing that? Let me see. Because I know that each time it takes away. I know that each time it changes is going to be a new thing. So right now this is... What is this? This is 98% right. So then we go into the panning control and go to 98 right. Let's minimize this so we can see what we're doing. And the next one, oops, I have to set it on none to do this. I have to be able to see what this track is doing. 84% left. And then we move quickly to 41% right. And then the next one will be 25% right. And after that, it's 62% left. Okay, I did the close one that's like just close to that. Yeah. And after that, we have 39% right. And then 41% right. ,62% left. ,56% right. Whoa, I didn't do that. ,66% left. ,38% right. But this one is supposed to be after. Oh, because this one is first. 62% left. Then we have 56% right. ,6% right. Wait a second. I'm not sure which one exactly that is, because there's 3 here, right? One right after another. Oh, why do I have them both enabled? We can sort of legato this. Okay, and then we go to that one right there. This one's a little bit more up. Oh, I see there's one down here. Okay, so this is all the way to the left. And then this is more like... Here, let me zoom in here so I can see. %56 right. And then 66% left. Um, 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 um. 38% right is the next one. All left is the next one. $55 right. $48 left. All right. 47 left. $56 right. All left. Wait a second. There's a lot of space between here. I think this one is the one we need here. Wait, no. We have this one, then that one. Oh, okay, I see. This one here is 56 right. Wait a second. No, this one should be all left. I guess both of these are all left. Let's try going backwards and see if we get back to the beginning. We get back to where we are. Oh wait, and I have them all like somehow like this. Do I have any do I still have the automation there? No, I don't. So at the end here, the very last one is a 56, right? Before that, we have 80% left. All left. $39, right? $48 left. And then we have apparently 2 sounds that are left. Okay, so that's good. Wow, that was a lot. But here we are. Okay. So you can put this into the ambience here. Oh wait, that's already in the same channel, so that's cool. And why is this one called cave? Let's call this cave music, and then let's call this cave ambience. Okay, so as for the drops, we have 2 droplet sounds. I do believe, right? Yeah. So we add the open a new channel. So these are mapped out kind of weird, it sounds like. So let's see. Okay, so half of these we have C to G worth of second drop sounds, and then here everything we have everything from here to here is regular drops. So what we want to do then is cut this. Actually, let's leave it there because I think we were using it. Let's just copy it, but mute it out too. But let's also figure out what is the regular tempo or regular pitch. I think this would be. This is the We need Droplet 2 first. So I need to match the pitch to here. So I think it's like, it's definitely less than like, I think that's it actually. Yep. Okay, so we just need to match that. Actually, we just need to paste the things like that. No, it needs to go up an octave. There we go. And because of the tempo drift, once again, I can't use the panning automation, so I have to. So I think if I the first line is just regular, and then you go to, what is this? 41%, right? And then you go to 45 left. And then you go to center. Hold on, center, left, right, center, and then the here, all right. So we then go from like, and then 45 left. Okay, and then here we come to 20 right. Okay, and then let's see. So then we go to 66 left. And then from there we go to 14 left. '41 right. Oh wait, it's a quick one. Hold on. Okay, we got that one. 66 left, and then 14 left. Okay, we've got 41 right. I think I got that one already, actually. 66 left. Oh wait, I think that one's in the past. 41 right. Oh wait, that was a quick one. Hold on, let me... '41 right. And then 45 left. '25 right. 31 left. "41 right. "64 left. Oh, wait a second. Some of these are going to be... Hold up. Some of these are going to depend on the other one. So they're all on the same thing. So first I have to map it out to the other one. This one I have to skip, right? This one will be the left. Wait a second. Hold on. Let me get all of them mapped first. Let me also send the first droplet in there. Okay, so what is the natural tempo? I think it's D. Maybe C sharp. Yeah, I think it's C. Okay, so everything below here goes into there. Except that it doesn't go here, it's pasting it too late because FL Studio is not great with pasting. So for some reason it pastes it over here when I really want it over here. Why would you like shift my focus all the way to the end? I want to see the first note, not that. Okay, so that second note, and let's remove all of these other MIDI notes. Well, not those. Actually, yeah, let's do that. So that I can see clearly sort of what it's going to be. Oh, it has to be up an octave. Nice. Okay, so this first one, and the second one is 41% right. And then the third one is going to be 45% left. So basically all these have to shift. This one's here. This one's here. Wait, no, this one's center. This one's here. This one's here. I don't think I have any... You don't have a lot of these secondary droplets. This one's here. This here. So, boom, 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 boom. I'm missing one here because there's too much time between these two. So it's like, use my finger here. Oh, it changes sooner. Okay. Okay, so this next one is going to be to the left. There we go. $41 right. $64 left. And then we have a, I think we have a secondary droplet here that's like the other one. There you go. Just center, so we don't need to worry about that. There's so much time in between that. Oh, there's like one that's like, we go here and then, oh yeah, but that would be earlier. Hmm. I think that this one would be, not really sure. Okay, so what would be, I think the best way to do this would be to, if I can get that sample back, but I can't. Maybe it's in sliced audio. I have to map this sort of ambience. I wish there was a way to stretch the automation. Oh, I can see it mapped here at least. I think it has a bunch of like arbitrary switches here, or at least one of them is the same. I think it's like this one is, let's see. Because this one would be longer, the notes are shorter, so it would be here. And then if I definitely want to remove the bat stuff so that I can have a clearer view of it. I think that here is where you have those three, because it's like da, 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 da. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm really just like kind of estimating it here. I think that's the best I can do, is estimate it. Okay, then we have center, and then we have all the way to the left. All the way to the right. And then 45% left. %, right? %, left. $25, right? $62 left. $20, right? Oh wait, but there's one here, so I think this is, yeah. Ah. 25, right? And then immediately 62 left. $20, right? And center. $73, right? $66 left. then immediately center. 41 right. But I think I missed this one. Hmm. $77 left is here. $20 right. And then center. $73 right. Well, you know what? I think it would be better to sort of. Let's see. I have to think here. Let's see. So I don't really know. Let me add it again. And then I can. Let me add the MIDI again so I can sort of see the data. Because I do want to get the pannings right. You see that if I go and take this one, so let's remove this. And so now I know that it switches here. So if I take this, and then I go to the Droplet, and go up an octave. And then I go here, I send it to the right channel. And go up an octave. Or 2 octaves, actually. And now I can have the tempo, the panning be accurate, and I can cut it, paste it to here. Okay, so every time it changes, it's just kind of not really, not always in the same place. And so since we can't stretch the automation, at least I don't think we can, it would save a lot of time. No, you can't stretch it. So I think it would be better to just like make this a consolidate this track. Oh, it's so dumb. Okay. So if we cut the tempo automation and then consolidate this track, no, but if I stretch that, then it'll be in 110. Well, it's actually in 110 now. So it does conform with the, yeah, so that works. Okay, that'll do. Okay, and both of these are going to be sort of like repeated. Okay, let's call this drips, this audio here. And then we have to give the bat a mixer track. And then we need to have the droplets get a mixer track. And these are both going to go to the same one. And now the bats are going to... I don't think the bats need a mixer track. Mostly just a saturator. And then a reverb. And I think I would like saturation and chorus on the drops there. Oh, why are they always... Okay, that makes no sense. There we go, now they're panned correctly. Okay, that works out well. Nice, that's a good loop. Okay, so with that said and done, then we can move on to the other one, the Jungle Japes 2. Let's do that. But I don't want to import it here. I want to find a new pattern and import it there. Okay, so here's the new pattern. Oops. So I want to create a new arrangement and call this 2. So we have that same So we have that same underlying beat, except this time we kind of have a, like it doesn't always do the, oh, it does it at a different tempo too. But the tempo will take care of itself. What we need is like that beat. Actually, I think it's faster. No, it's the same tempo. Oh yeah, it is a different beat. Okay. So yeah, this would be a different beat. So let's copy this bar. I think we need one bar of it having the beat and having the tom, and then one bar of it not having the tom. So let's find first empty and call this to beat. To beat or not to beat. Anyway, and then we will say that this is going to the maracas. If I recall correctly, it's pitched like this. Okay, good. Nice. So then we have the beat, the tom on top of that. And then we have the bongos going with that too. Going every bar pretty much the same. Well, it stops. Oh, I see. So it's like it variates somewhat. So it's like sometimes it doesn't have the slaps in it. So that means we have two variations of this. One with the slaps and one without. And it just keeps on playing that with the variations every now and then. Cool. Okay, so and since most of the time it does like this sort of pattern right here, I think I just want to take this and then variate on it like that. And then the bong is different. So it's very much slower than the other bongos. So let's go find first empty and go to bongos. And I do believe, what is the pitch that we use here? I think we just always used regular pitch. I think this goes here, and the slaps will go here. No, I want this, I don't want to ruin the time, so I have to go within a bar. Nice, okay, so that's good. Actually, I do kind of want to just consolidate it to what's here. Control delete. Okay, cool. Okay, so we have that bass line here. And then it repeats, but it does have an ending, a unique ending. And really the only part unique is this, because the rest is repetitions. And then you have, of course, this part here. And then that last part is repeated. Oh, but you do have an ending here. I mean, that's just, no, that's a unique section, actually. And if you cut it down to its unique points here, these are all the unique points. Okay, so if we copy that, we find first empty and we go to bass, or to bass. Oh, but for the bass, I need, it's a different one. It's a guitar mute. Let's give that a separate master out too, and this will be number 9. Alt-C. And it's like sustaining, but we don't really want it to sustain. We want it to just be staccato. Nice. Okay, and then we want to cut this space here. This part is a repetition. Okay, huge amount of space here that we want to delete. Sweet. Okay, here's the flute here. We have a rhythm flute and a lead flute, actually. Like 3 flutes. That was weird. And then you have the marimba there. I think we'll just take it like instrument by instrument. So let's go find first empty. 2 flute. And let's see, this flute is going to be, probably going to be should be the same panning as the other one, right? To the left, 38% left. Whereas the one we have for the other song, 53 left. And do any of them correspond to that? No. So we're gonna need to change the panning for the flute here to 38. Which means that we need to go to the flute from the first song. And then we take some automation drag it to the flute, and let's use the both the flutes. Do it for both the flutes just in case we want to switch between them. The vibrato version and the regular version. It's quite, as of now, I like the vibrato version better. So let's go into project, pattern, let's see, generators, and contact. Go to pan. And then as of right now, we want to insert this one to the one that we had before so that it always stays the same on the other song. And then we want to change it here by going to 38 left. See if I can, no, it doesn't give me the stats for that. We want to go to 38 left here. And then we want to go to edit events on the pan and then Control I to insert that. So now when we switch to this pattern, it'll change to 38 left. And with that, we can paste our line here. And I think we go to 9 with this one, right? Oh no, that was the bass. We actually don't have the flute yet. The other. Oh no, wait, we're using the other flute. That's right. Which pattern was that? We gotta go up an octave though. Nice. And before I remove any space, I kind of want to see. I kind of just want to put all the flutes in the same in one melody line, like everything in one melody line. Okay, so let's copy this, and this flute is going to be 41% right. So that means we need another flute because it's playing at the same time as the other flute, sort of the harmony flute. And so let's go find our flute. Flute vibrato. I'm just going to stick with the flute vibrato for now. And then we're going to turn this 41 right. And I want to pretty much send it to the same mixer out as the regular flute. And so I want to go to 2 flute and do that. And then we're going to send this to channel 10. Oh wait, I forgot I have to put it up an octave. Nice. Ah, now we need the pitch bend for that. So that's on the second flute, I do believe. I don't think there's any pitch bends on the first flute. Let me check on that. First flute is here. Wait. Yeah, first flute's here. Oh, I do have some pitch bends on that. So let's go and the line starts at bar 3. So let's now go and put 0 here, and then we can copy everything, but I need to set it to be a bar, and then copy that. And then we already should have a pitch bend thing for the first flute. I think it's gonna be, oh no, we don't. Okay, so let's drag this to the first flute, this knob here, and then we'll see we have a tune knob created, and let's go and copy that over to the beginning. Let's put 0 in there. Just make sure it's right at 0. And the... Okay, it's a bit distorted there, so let's turn down the saturation. Actually, I might want to give them separate mixer tracks, so maybe I'll do that. And let's save this mixer track, because I want them to essentially have the same mixer tracks, but I don't want it to double up on the saturation. Why did it... Oh, it's because it's default, that's why. Okay, so now let's send the second flute to be... I think it might be cool to just use the other flute, really. That would be fun. Maybe let's see what we get if we use the other flute. Or maybe if I think if I just replace that with... Oh yeah, that sounds good. Nice. And let's go to a different mixer out now. Okay, so it created another flute channel. Okay, so for the guitar things, we're gonna have to, or the bass, we're gonna go to 17. It's contacts out, multi-out function is so inefficient. So bad. So you have to basically guess which one is which. 5 is not it. Okay, so it's 17, unassigned 7, and unassigned 8. And then we have... I'm gonna do unassigned 9 and unassigned 10. And so for contact, then we're gonna say this goes to... I'm gonna go to 20, 21, I think. Except that it's still going into that for some reason. Oh wait, it is going, it's actually going nowhere. Let's remove this one. And it is going into 19 and 20. I think it should be aux. Where it stops naming them after a while. Contact is such a bad plugin when it comes to multi-outing, especially. So we have the marimba at aux 1. And then guitar mutes, and then the flute. But I think it has to be like I have to reload the project because Contact gets glitches when it's multi-outing unless you reload the project. Welcome Gamer XT. Hi. What's your favorite song that you've remastered? Jasper King. Welcome Jasper. I'm not sure. Maybe Mining Melancholy. Probably. Do you record your own instruments? I do for original music, but not for this because I have to use the instruments from the game. If I was doing a cover, maybe I would record my own instruments, but I don't really have access to instruments. So I use plugins for if I need to make original music or covers. And I'm doing that for, like, I'm doing a Donkey Kong Country 2 recreated thing where I'm using plugins. So that's fun. Let's see if this thing has goes to the right thing now. It does not, because Contact is not a good, not a very well-made plugin. Contact is not very dependable, especially when it comes to multi-outing. Oh, here it is. It's now it labels them, and so I see that it was just labeled wrong. I'm sending the guitar mutes to 21. Ah, yes, I see. I have to send the guitar mutes to 22. And then the flute, now that it's labeled, I can see that it's here instead of there. Okay. So let's call 22 pick bass, because it's basically emulating a muted pick bass. There we go. Now we get the flute in the right place. And I think I want a little bit more release on the other flute. Nice. Okay, so the tune now, I want to go to... I want to assign a tune knob to the next flute. And then I want to go and plug that in with the automation from the second flute line. So the second flute line is here, right? And then, oh, we just have that little bend right there. And the line starts at 3. So I want to introduce 0 here. And then I'm going to highlight all this and copy it. And then I'm going to go to Project, Generators, go to that last tune knob that was created. Paste that there, and then we should have a nice bend here. Oh wait, no, we need to remove the space here because there's not space there. Nice. And this is the part that the marimba is going to go in. Nice. I think that the lower flute has a little bit too much bass. And the other flute has not enough. There we go. That ought to fix it. And then maybe it doesn't need that many highs. And it can also, I also need reverb from the other flute. Lovely. Okay. And what else do we have going on here? We have the marimba track there. So let's copy that. And it's gonna go in the same place. But does it change panning from the first one, from the first marimba that we used in the first song? It says 22% left. But here it's 16 left, so we do want to change that. So let's assign a knob to the panning of the marimba. And then we're gonna go head over to the marimba from the other song. And then we're gonna go to this newly created pan knob and Control I to say that what's already there, we want that to stay the same when we get to that pattern. Now for 2 flute, let's call this melody, like 2 melody. And so when we are in our melody pattern, I want this pan to go to, well, first I have to change it to 22 left. I think it's 22 left, right? Let me check. Yeah, 22 left. And so then the marimba, I'm going to change to 22 left, roundabout. And then I'm going to go to pan and Control I to insert that. So now, whenever we go to this pattern, it's going to change panning to 22 left. And we go to the other pattern, it's going to change to back to 16 left. So what I want to do here is grab my marimba line. The marimba comes in at this bar, but because the melody doesn't start, has a delay, it's going to come in the thing, in the full thing at this bar. So we will go to our melody line and go to contact. Then we'll paste that here, but I know not at this point what the, oh, it also, because FL Studio is so bad at pasting, it's not going to paste it at the right place in the bar. So FL Studio and FL Studio really didn't think out its pasting too well, and so it's going to ruin the beat. So it pastes on, it's supposed to wait for a little bit. The line starts at about an 1/8 note in, but when I copy it to FL Studio, it's going to delay it. Like as you saw before, it delays it. Oh, now it didn't do that. I don't know why it did that the first time. Maybe it caught on. Okay, so now we want to know what channel the marimba is at. Marimba is at 6. So I'm going to go and select channel 6 here. And then I'm going to Alt-C to change that. Oh, but I miscalculated the starting time. It's actually going to start a couple of bars earlier. Nice. Does the marimba not have oh, it doesn't even have reverb. Whoops, forgot about that. Oh, wait. Why is that going to... Why is this going to channel 1? Oh, because I have it in the MIDI track. That's why I forgot to paste it to contact. Thought it sounded like it had like no mixing. There we go. And I want to kind of mitigate that click in the marimba. There we go. Nice, okay. Okay, so the next thing we have going on is, what is this here? Oh, this is a muted. This one's not gonna play because Pretty LSD doesn't know that it's a drum thing, and it just exports nothing, which is dumb. So I have to see what exactly is this. I think it might be the That might be the taiko drum. I'm not sure. Yeah, let's see. What is that? Is at 25 or 26. FL Studio is getting smarter. Okay, maybe not that smarter, right? Yeah, it's a good program, but it has some flaws in it. Could be fixed easily. So let's go to Jungle Japes 2 and find out what that is at 26 seconds. I'm gonna play the video here. That's not the one I wanted. Why is it fast? Who uploads this? Who uploads this stuff, man? And this one's extended, so it's gonna be hard to find the exact. Okay, it is the taiko drum. That's what I thought. So, and I think it's the same articulation, right? So I just need to put that pattern in again. Yeah, should be the same pattern. Cool. So but there's a hit at the end of here, like a singular hit. So I need that at the end too. Okay, so as long as that's there, then now I can do that. And let me make sure that that one isn't expressed in the first track. Like it's not spitting out those at the end. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so next up, what is this? Oh, that's the crickets again. So we have more crickets, and actually the sound effect line is going to be pretty much the same as the other one. So it's just the same sound effect line that we can reuse again. And let's see. Yeah, so with that, we can start building the song. So let's go to 2, and then I'll start with the melody. The melody goes at the top, and it waits for 3 bars, I do believe. And so the next thing we need is the beat. And let me get the MIDI so that I can see what is kind of happening. So we have the tom drum with the maracas, and then the tom drum again, but then we have like no tom drum for a while. Nice, and then I think we keep on with that sort of pattern there. Yeah. But then we have one that's like another 2 thing. So maybe we just keep on repeating this. Kind of. Okay, and then we just keep on going like that. But then here we have like some quick tom drums. And then we just keep going with the quick ones, semi-quick ones. Okay, and then what else do we have? We have the bongos, and the bongos follow us like a special sort of pattern. They're very quiet, so I need them to be louder first of all. But this one has the slaps on it, but then you have one without the slaps. And then I think you have a long one like without the slaps. Wait a second. And then this one is supposed to have it. Does the one that doesn't have it. Okay, so, and then I think it keeps on repeating like that. Right? So it's like, so when you start out, it's like dun, 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 dun. Okay, and then it keeps going with that sort of pattern right there, right? Yeah. And then that means the last one is like not a full pattern. Yeah, okay. Now I need the bongos to be louder too. Like they were in the, pretty much the same volume they were in the other one. Well, it's a spanning volume, but... Nice, okay. And I actually want this to move up so that it's above, because the toms are basically functioning as a kick. Okay, so what else do we have? We have our bass too. Let me bring that MIDI back just because I want it to be... Let's put the bass over here. I can see the bass down there in the notes. And then I think we repeat that first, we keep on repeating that first bar. I try doing it using my hands with this. So I don't like using the trackpad a lot. Okay, and then you have a, you need to make a cut here. Whoops. Wait, isn't there supposed... Oh yeah, there's supposed to be one of these. And then you have this hit here. Nice. Nice. Who japing up their jungle right now? Right? Nice. Trackpad is not as accurate, I guess. It's just hard to, it just like hurts my fingers a little bit. It's much, I like working with my hands more, like actually touching the screen. That's why I got a touch screen, so I kind of like to do that most of the time. I hope it doesn't make the screen. Oh, it's not really going to be a problem, I don't think. Okay, and then we have like a different part here. Okay, then we have like this is a break right here. This one kind of repeats. Okay, I kind of see where it does the repeats there. There we go. So then you have another slice here. We move this part. This part starts right here. And then this one just keeps repeating this sort of like same bar for a while. Until it gets to here. And then it just kind of works its way out. Expresses the, and gets to the end. There we go. Nice. And I think this is just the beginning, actually. Like, that's just the beginning repeated. Yeah, okay. This part actually doesn't need to be there. I think it's just like a repetition point there where it's like it goes straight back into this part. And then I thought there was supposed to be a marimba after this. Like I swore there could sworn there was another marimba section. Let me consult the original. Let's see. I think that was what I was thinking was next. Okay, here it is. Okay, and then it goes back into... So let's see what is actually happening here. Okay, so I can hear something is dropping out of the loop. Okay, so I think it is just a straight loop. Gotcha. Okay, so we're gonna add the ambience from the first one. Let's see, where's the... oh, I think I have to go and directly copy it because it was like a bunch of random patterns and like nature sounds. So do that. And there was also like the taiko drum, which I haven't copied yet. The taiko drum will be here. And I just have to figure out where that was. Let's move this over here. Sounds strange. Sounds like it's not either too many bars or not enough. Oh yeah, it's only 2 bars starting out. Okay, so there we go. Nice. And then you have the taiko again here, I think. Nice. Okay, that fits perfectly. And I think the taiko comes back here. Whoops. Ah, yes. And it continues for the duration of the song, pretty much. And then I think this we can Control B and then loop it. I think that flute, that second flute needs to be like 25 cents or 25 milliseconds ahead. Okay, so I want to make sure that loop is right, because okay, so the crickets come back, but I think they come back before that. I think they're playing throughout the whole thing. Interesting. Okay, so that means that throughout the whole thing, we just want to stretch this all the way out, because I think I have a pretty long take of it too. So, and then once it stops, we can just crossfade it back in. pretty seamless. And the singular cricket just kind of has some stops that we want to remove. Because it's like... Why can't I? Okay, there we go. Okay, so if I control B to this. Okay, so for the ending, I kind of want to do and have everything drop out. Let's make this unique and have it just be the tom. Nice. Like kind of like the crickets fading out there. Nice. Now for the bass, I feel like this weird warbling sound, and that's because I haven't mixed it yet. So let's give it a saturation knob. With some chorus. And then we'll do exciter. Nice. No reverb on this one. I think it should be loud, pretty loud. Nice, so the sound effects are going through the whole thing. Let me see if Jungle Japes 1 has that and I just kind of missed it or wasn't listening. Yeah, I think it is going through it the whole way. On the first one too, it's just harder to hear because it's a lot fuller. And of course it's a low quality. So let's remove this and then paste what's here so we can have the full cricket line. Nice. Okay, so let's control it and have this fade out as well. Nice. I actually kind of want the crickets to fade out completely before getting to the one here. Nice. I like that. Lovely. Nice. Thank you, Gryffindor is like... Welcome. Hope you're doing well today. Love your work. Thank you, Noah. Welcome. Do 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 do. Da, da, da. And I think after this we'll go on to the storm variety. Let me just check my levels on this one. Yeah, we have no bass, so we can kind of have room to like pick up the pick bass here. I mean, we have no kick, so... Oh, we do have a kick, it's the tom, that's right. The tom is taking up a lot of bass, so I can't do it, I can't go all out with the bass here. Nice. Okay, that'll do. Nice, we got some pretty good highs too. I think that second flute needs a little bit more of a introduction, like a more plug-in delay compensation. Nice. It might be something that stays there. I think something continues there, or something stops here. Maybe the taikos stop? Or maybe they continue. Let me see. I have to pull up the song again. Did Rarity send me that on Discord? I can't remember. Oh, here's the second one. Okay. Oh, the taikos fade out. That's interesting. So the taikos fade out in the loop in order to make the loop more smooth. I think it takes like 2 bars to fade out. So that means we need to go to contact and set a knob to the taiko drum's volume. And then we go to taiko. And actually, we're gonna need to make this a automation knob, or an automation thing in the playlist. An automation clip, that's what it was. Okay, so at the loop, we're going to set this to be down. So then, And it kind of fades out too quickly. So let's do... There we go, that sounds more smooth. And then we want to have it go back up for sure. Nice, I like it. And maybe the crickets need to be a little bit quieter because I know they're more subtle in the original. Let's see. Let's go for 20%. Nice. Okay, now we can kind of move on to the storm variety. So let's, oh wait, I have to make sure that I'm in a new pattern first. And there's also like another thing, I think it's like the room variety. Oh, there's also, yeah, the underground. Nice. So we have strings in this one. This will be a new thing. Okay, so for this, we need our contact. I think the strings are all in contact. Let's see. So we're gonna need sustained strings. Wow. Okay. Contact kind of takes a while to load some stuff. Okay, so this one, we have strings at 11, but I'm not sure why it's showing up here, which is like another reason that contact is just kind of not very well thought out in certain areas. So we have, I want to have sustain here. I think by default it's sustain, right? Yes, okay, so that's sustain. Now for other articulations we have nothing apparently. Just not playing because I think the Fruity LSD plugin is like a very bad plugin that often does not do anything. See, it's showing it, but it's not actually emitting any sound. Oh, until I play it, yeah. So this is actually the sustain thing, and it's just playing very short notes. But it has some, like, release, I think. And then I think here probably has that same amount of release, pretty much. And so let's give it a separate out. And then we have to go through Contact's sort of convoluted way of, an overly complicated way of doing outs. So we have this, that's 23, so I don't want to go that high. I think the last one we did was like 9 and 10. 11, which resorts to 21. And then 12, which is sort of numbered to this 22nd out. Okay, and then this part is going to go to probably 23. Yeah, 23. So 23 is going to be strings. So I do believe that this one is just going to go, we have like two different, so we have this sort of like line where it's like, let's find first empty, strings 1. Call this strings 1. And let's send it to, I think 10. No. We're going to 11. There we go. And of course, Contact does these glitches a lot where it just doesn't even load the samples that it needs until you play it a few times. There we go. Okay, so, and this is panned 45% to the left. So let's go and set that accordingly. And so we have these bones here. No, these are also strings. So I think this first one is like violas and violins. Oh, see, it switches, actually. The harmony gets played here after that. So let's see them like piece by piece. We have basses here, it looks like. So we're playing the melody and the basses and celli here. And this is going to be 41% right. So if we add another set of strings. Actually, I think it might make more sense to just do this one in the bosses thing. Well, no, I want to link all the bosses together, so this will probably be in its own thing. So we can continue it like this. So here's our basses. Let's see, strings 1. Let's find first empty, call this strings 2. Oh wait, I think I have to copy the notes from the piano roll. And so, find Contact. I think we go to 12. Wow, that's loud. Very loud. I don't think that's necessary. Okay. Okay, and then we have this. Well, let's set that to be the right panning first of all. 41% right. And then we have this to be a separate out. We want to set this to, I think 11 and 12. No. 13 and 14. Okay, and then this to 24. Strings 2. And then we're going to go to this bass drum here. It's a big ol'. This is our big ol' concert drum. Pretty much at just the same pitch, so we can just drag that into the playlist, honestly. If we go add 1 and we go storm, just drop that in there. I think it's pretty much every bar. So as long as that's there for now, we have it. And then this, the trombones. So let's find first empty and call this storm trombone. And then we go to contact. Paste that there. Almost right. Less right. There we go. Except that, what is the panning for this one anyway? This one's center, so we need to change the panning. Whereas where the, let's go to lobby melody. So for this one, we want to drag the panning knob here. And go to pan, and then we're going to Control I to insert what's already there so that it stays there for this song. And I think it's going to be the same for this one, so we want to do that here as well. At least I think it is. Let me see. Let me check on the panning for this one, because here it's 41 right. And then in Jungle Japes 1, it's like... Except, oh, I think that's channel 10, so I can't really tell what it is. Oh, this one's actually 30% left. So here, we need 30% left. So let's go to... And then let's change that to 30% left and then Control I. So we can, now it's the right panning there. And what is it in Jungle Japes 2? Oh, there is no trombone in Jungle Japes 2. Okay. So here, we will be using center. So now it's going to be centered. And then we're going to go here and Control I. Nice. Lovely. Okay, now the next one is there's some more harmonies. And so since now we have 3 sections of strings, we need another patch, another strings patch. Okay, and then this one's gonna stay centered, but I want to take it down because of the volume, because the strings patches in this song apparently they come out too loud. So let's copy these notes, and then we're gonna go find first empty, strings 3. Send that to contact. And I think this goes to 12. Yeah. Okay. And now this is going to go to a new out. New mixer track. Except it's already mapped somehow. Oh, I'm sending it to 12. Yeah, I don't need to send. I don't want to send it to 12. Send it to 13. Wow, it's so much sharper. Why is it so much sharper here? But what is this one doing that makes it so much sharper? Oh, I think because of the... Is it... Oh, because it's going to bass. That's why. It starts out going to bass. So let's send this to... aux 4. Wait, no. We're all the way in unassigned 15, I think? Yeah. Okay, so strings... Let's go ahead and put this song together and then we'll mix it. This is gonna go at the bottom. Let's go strings 1. And I think these are like violins. And then you have the trombone here. And then this goes on every bar, pretty much. But I don't want it to be flipping into each other. I just want to do like that. Oh, then it... Oh, I forgot I removed the repeat here. Nice, and then that plays. I kind of want... So if I do this, then I can kind of just do like that, and then just repeat. If I do that, I can copy and paste and then just do that. Nice. And then it repeats again, but without the space. Control B to duplicate, and then Nice. And then I want to kind of do an ending here. So then let's just make this part unique for the ending. And then we'll just remove this. Nice. Perfect. Okay, now let's mix it. So I have my first strings. And oh, I need the bass drum to have a mixer track. No, that's not gonna do. Don't do that. Okay, so I want to, I think it's already stereo. So I don't really need to. Yeah, it's already stereo, so I don't really need chorus on this. I mostly just need saturation. Saturation. And of course, exciter. And reverb. Nice. Okay, then let's call this the violins, or violas. And these are gonna get saturation. I kind of like them being stronger on this one because I have the capacity. Because these, I don't think I want them to be stronger because when they hit the higher part, it like already has, it gets a little bit dicey. And then this one, we get an exciter. And we also, I think, can get reverb on this. All right, so let's call these basses. And then this bass drum, let's call it bass drum. Let's make sure that it's not too loud. Let's keep it about 6 dB. And for that drum, let's give it I think it sounds like it's pretty good stereo. So it doesn't really need chorus, but it does need a saturation knob. I think I'm getting a little bit of artifacts from that, so let me turn it down a little bit. That ought to do. Okay, so where's my other strings? I think I didn't add them there. Okay, let's go and grab strings 3. This sounds like cellos right here. Sounds like cello range. Chili. I like to be fancy with it. So let's do the same thing here. Let's go for... Wait. Okay, we can set the saturation for this one up to here, pretty much. And then let's do exciter up to here. And then, of course, let's give it reverb. Nice. Let's give that some stereo separation since it's harmonies. And the violas, let's give that some stereo separation since it's usually harmonies. Nice. Okay, now let's check our levels on that. Bass is behaving pretty well. And it sounds great. Right now it's going to be lacking in mids because it's not really, there's basses are playing a melody. There we go. Now the trombone comes in. And the basses are actually pushing a little bit too much. And there's almost no highs actually, which is understandable. Nice. Okay, that works. And I think the one of the pitches of one of the things are off. Let's check that. Let's use a tuner. Welcome, Drewstalgic. Are you doing all the level variations then? Only the not the minecart, not the boss. But yeah, I think I'm doing most of the level variations. Awesome, finally managed to catch this live again. Welcome, Space Fanatic. So, yeah, we are going to do all the normal variations, but not the minecart, because the minecart is a bit too much of a style change. So let's see what we have for the tuning here. Okay, so it looks like the trombone is off by it's like 20 cents sharp. So let's turn it down. Oh wow, it's like corrected. That's because it's wrong. It's the pitch knob is like rested improperly. Or wait, so let's go. Which tune knob is for the trombone? Tune trombone 2, that's the second tune knob. So let's do that. Make sure that stays there. And let's check the other trombones. Well, let's check this one first. There we go. That sounds much better. Now let's check the other trombones to make sure they're resting at the right place. Ah, I see. It's because this one right here is a little bit over the line. Let me zoom in here. Make sure that's exact 0. Nice. Okay, so if we insert that here, now we have, yeah, the right pitch. Okay, cool. So everything is behaving here. Nice. Okay, that works. Let's see. Quite a lot has happened since I came on here. I got good with transcribing music from my SC8050, but there's one thing I have a problem with: how you transcribe background chords that are buried. I don't transcribe anything because I'm not very good at transcribing by ear, so I use MIDIs ripped from the game. I never trust my ear if I don't have to, because that takes a long time to get right. So you have to keep on doing that over and over again and question everything. You have I do everything by ear and have a limited knowledge of music theory, so I have no idea of No idea of any names of chords or anything. Well, you'd have to study that. If you want to if you want to be able to transcribe it, you have to know like the names of the chords. So like, and an easy way to know this is like, if you're looking at the scale right here, right? Or let me get in a more. I have no melodic instruments that are like. Yeah, okay. So if you look at the scale here, let me get the window cleared a little bit. So it's like, if you look at the scale here, you have the white keys highlight a major scale, like the C major scale. But if you can have different scales, and it would just be transposed up. So if you transpose that system up, where it's like, it's going to be the same pattern, just it's going to be C sharp major as the starting note. So you can build a scale, and whatever piece you're working in, it's probably going to follow that scale more or less. Just like this one, it kind of goes. This one kind of goes out of it, but it could be an A. It could be. And if you build a chord, you take every other note in that scale. For example, C major. You play C, skip D, you play E, skip F, and then play G. So every other note, and if you want to start in, like say an E chord in the key of C, you do E, skip F, you skip F, and then you do G, skip A, and do B. Well, that's the D major. That's a different scale, but. So in the key of D major, you would do D, F sharp, and skip G and do A. So it's just every other note, you skip a note. So that's pretty much a chord. And that's a crash course in music stuff. So with that, I think we're gonna, well, I have there is another track I can do, but I don't know if I want to do that today. There is the underground track. I don't even know how much. It's already 350. Not sure if I want to undertake that today. Let's load it up and see what that is going to kind of entail. So let's find first empty, and then we're going to go get the MIDI, which exists here. I also have the barrel chorus, but I don't know if I care about that one. So let's go to MIDI out and do not start a new project. So we have two flutes again. Well, it's actually just one flute pad. Wow, it's chords. Okay. And then we have them echoing just like the caves. And then we have a tuba in here. I think this is a tuba. Oh, this is a synth bass. No, it's a tuba. Or a synth tuba thing. I don't even know if what I have for the tuba matches that. Let me see. I do have a tuba sound here. No, that's a real tuba. But this is like a synth. This thing that he's using here is more like a synth. It's like a synth brass patch. Definitely not a tuba. So And this is just our maracas again. Then you have triangles, which I have. That's just the regular, the generic Roland triangles. Then you have the tempo block. And then you have more flutes. And then you have the same, it's what looks like, yeah, pretty much the same drip track from the rest of the caves. So I think, yeah, we can try. I feel good enough to try this today. Let me check my computer's fan. It's going, but we can finish, get it done. So that sounds like an FM brass. Definitely not FM brass. I don't think it's FM. Like, I strongly don't think, because you can get that effect without using FM. Like, you don't need FM for that. Here, real quick, let's try to recreate that, because it sounds like a pretty simple patch that I can recreate with Citrus. Citrus, here we go. Even though Citrus is a, actually, since Citrus, I only really use Citrus if I need FM. So I want to use Harmor, because Harmor is an additive synth engine, which tends to sound more organic. So if you have, let me make sure this is in the same pitch. Yeah, so first of all, why is it hand? Okay, there it goes. So you have, that's the right pitch. Now you need now really all you need to make this sound is like a filter sweep. So if you go to edit articulator and then you put this in the middle. Actually, I kind of want to just turn it up and then do like that. Let's do negative 100%. And then we go up to okay, but we want it to not go all the way down. What? Okay, and we want to get, so the filter isn't, that is like, has a more subtle slope. There we go. And it has a quicker sweep. So, and I think it's just like, it's actually faster. Let's make sure we slide the other point. And one thing is that the fundamental frequency is lower. So I want to go and modify the, let's see, where is timbre 1 harmonic level? So I want to say that this sort of thing is going to be, and I want to try to make that same slope. Okay, I think it's only the fundamental that's lower. Yeah, that's getting there. Okay, and then the slope is supposed to be lower, it's supposed to be less. We have less of a slope here. And it's also even quicker than that. It's like one step. And it's more of a snap. It's actually, and it goes down lower. That's good, but it doesn't really have that much of a punch. And I think that's because there's a volume thing going on here. It starts out with like a pluck. So we need some volume stuff going on here. It has more of a punch than that, and it also has distortion built in. So let's go soft sat. Okay, so, and I think there's like some like warming, some heating stuff going on here with the compression. And I think there's like some resonance on the filter. And maybe not. Maybe not so much compression either. But it definitely has a big punch to it. Maybe it's quicker. I think the slope on the filter frequency is slower. That's getting there. Maybe it goes, maybe it rests a little more open. Yeah, that's sounding good. Maybe it's more distorted and then a little less on the filter. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so let's hear that line with the synth now. Let me make it a new pattern. Let's call this, line first empty, call this synth bass. Nice. It's got more of a thump in it, so we're gonna have to do that with I think we're gonna have to get that thump with like a transient controller. Oh, I see what's happening here. It's going like, and one thing I forgot is like to do KB track because it's a sample. So that's one way you're getting that thump. It's still got a bit of a thump to it, more than, it's got sort of a kick. I think that's the filter kind of coming in from very low. So if maybe we'll get that thump if we send this down lower. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'll have to get that thump in post-processing, but that's pretty much it. And I don't see any repeats in here. I think it's pretty much just a straight up line. Cool. But it is kind of loud, so let me turn it down. I think it's also slower on the slope up. Oh yeah, because one thing that happens whenever you pitch it down lower is that it gets slower. It might also have like a tuba sort of waveform in it. That's a tuba sort of tone, not just a traditional saw tone. Yeah, so not a perfect recreation, but it's good. From what I read, the Proteus FX was used for DK64, but the tuba samples came from the Proteus 1 and probably from one of the Classic Series volumes too. Well, the Classic Series had a lot of samples from the Proteus series, but they were higher quality, so they kind of had their original recordings and they used that for the Classic Series, and then they kind of like threw it all together in a random assortment. So that's what I went to find the higher quality ones. That's what I like to do. So we'll use that for now. It's probably, we might sample the tone later, but for now that'll do fine. And let's see, where is my, oh yeah, I have to be in the pattern actually. Okay, so the flutes here are going to go to contact. Let's see if I can fit them all in one thing. So let's paste them here. Okay, so if these go into contact, they should be good. Nice. Let's see, do they sound better in the other flute patch? Because there's another flute patch at regular flute is at 10. Ooh, I like this one better. Yeah. And this one is pan 77% to the left. Let's see, do we have any automation on that already? Yes, no. We don't have an automation on the pan. So let's go there and put the panning here. This one is centered, so let me make sure. It's not supposed to be centered. This is the thing right here. It's supposed to be 41% right. Okay, now let's go to contact and then the last pan created. And let's insert that here. And then here we're gonna have 77 left. And we're also going to control I here. Okay, so in here, now that we have that, we also need a delay. Because remember, we have a delay in the caves. And let's set it to about 24, and then we'll give it a little bit of offset. And give it ping pong. And turn the level down. And give it some spread. There we go. Nice. Okay, cool. And now let's send this to another one titled Melody. Underground Melody. And let's call this one Synth Bass. Let's paste that here. Okay, and then the next thing is going to be... So we just need this one beat like every bar pretty much. And I think that's the maracas, yes. Let's find first empty and call this maracas. Or no, let's just do underground beat. Since I'm sure the triangles are going to go there too. Yep, normal pitch. It's a little bit higher pitched actually. I think because it was always at D. Yeah, there we go. And let's make a new arrangement and call it underground. Okay, and this is going to be 56% right in the right ear. So let's go. Maracas are normally in the left. So let's go into the beat and let's control I. Basically everywhere where there normally occurs. Let's do that. And I think, let me make sure that there was, for Jungle Japes 1 or 2, there was a... Yeah, it was the same one, same thing. For Jungle Japes 1, it was the same thing. Yep. But here it's just changed for some reason. Wait, no, oh yeah, it is. Okay. So 56% right. Copy that value. And then we control I here. Okay, and next we have the triangle. I thought I had a a closed triangle patch as well. I guess I didn't. So I just need to make one of these and then sample out and then shorten it. Okay, and then we take ding. Let's shift it down. Hmm. Hmm. I think it needs to fine pitch to match it. Ah, there it is. Nice. Okay, so really it's just one every bar. Or we can delete that, so it's at B. And then we can just copy this one bar. And then go to underground beat. Go here. This here and I think I want them to be full velocity. And I definitely want this one to, I want the first triangle to interrupt the other triangle. So let's go set this to cut by 63. Right, except it's not doing that. Oh, there it is. Nice. And this is going to be 69% left. Okay, and then we have our tempo block. So let's copy this. And then we already have an instrument created for that, so that's easy. Let's see. Go up an octave. Nice. And this is 45% left. As of now, we have the tempo block at 84% left. So let's go to the other tempo block. Okay, in K music, and let's Control I to paint that. And then we go here. Go and grab that automation, and then copy and paste it to the tempo block. And then we Control I. But actually, I don't want this to be in that pattern. I want it to be in the melody. So and FL Studio is going to paste this in the absolutely wrong place, of course, so to put it back. At least I know where it goes. Nice. Okay, so now we have some more flute stuff. Flute's doing harmony this time. And it's at pretty much the same track as the other flutes, so I should be able to just put it in the same thing. And then go to, I'll just put this in a new one. So let's find first empty, call this harmony, underground harmony. Then we'll go to paste this here, and I'm going to send it to, I think it was 10. But go up an octave. Nice. And it'll have that nice echo that we love so much as well. So, but this is going to be paying 25% to the right. So let's go and make that so. So in the underground melody should already have it. Oh wait, but I need to automate the delay because I don't want that to be there when we go to the Jungle Japes 2. There we go. And but I do also want it to be there when we go to the harmony. Actually, it kind of messes with the sound. It doesn't really sound right, so I'm gonna remove it here too. Okay, so now for the panning, I think we already have one of the pan for the flute. Yeah. Okay, so I think I should already have the have it inserted here. But I didn't, so let me check on that. Yeah, it's 77% left. Copy that value, go to the melody. Oh, it is there already. Okay, so now for the next part, I want 25%. Right, so the flutes are gonna move 25% right. But I don't want that here. I want that in the harmony. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Okay. Okay, so underground harmony is gonna go here. Oh, it changes presence too fast, though. I want to put this here, and then do the, like, move the notes so that the thing doesn't change on that last note. Nice. And then what's this here? Oh, that's the drip track. So we have that, and we have our synth bass. And so we will loop this. Oh, I also need the beat. So let me get the paint tool and then just like chop this all the way around. I don't think I want the triangle to last that long. Let me do out. There we go. Okay, now for the drip track, which we used, yeah, drips. Oh, and it's perfectly the length. Nice. So now let's just loop all this. And Control B. And I need the drips to have like reverb on them too. Let's send this to drips. Droplets, there we go. There we go. Wait, did I not do that for the caves already? Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. Why was it so much louder in the caves, though? Oh, because I still have that, I think I have 2 tracks going on. I have the original going on as well. You can put that in it, or I can just mute that out because I want to keep that data just in case. Nice, okay. Perfect. Okay, so pretty much. Lovely. Sounding good so far. Thank you, Gamer XT. I think... Alright. So I think we'll call that done after this. And I'm probably gonna put this out as one whole video. Since it's like there's a lot of tracks in DK64 if you split it up that way. Split it up into one video for every single thing. I need an ending for this track too. Nice. And I'm gonna put like maybe one more triangle hit after this. And maybe one maraca hit. But it doesn't play for some reason. Oh, because it's over there. How is it over there? Oh, I see. It selected this whole thing whenever I did that. I did not ask for that. And then every single time you extend the bar, it like just extends these clips. I do not want it to extend these clips. Nice. Now the triangle also needs a mixer track. So let's copy the value from the short triangle to the long one. Give it reverb. And then give it a saturation knob. Nice. And I want chorus on this because it's very mono. Turn it halfway, slow it down. Nice. And I want a little bass note at the end too. Let's do like this. Maybe go down. What if we go down an octave with that? Can I do that? And it extends out again, which I don't know why anyone would want that. I don't want it to extend there. Okay. Nice. Alright, well that'll do. I think we'll call it quits there. And I don't know when the video will be out because this will be a massive video to make. And I've recorded some footage, but not all of it. So yeah, that'll be that finished. And then maybe on Friday it'll be out, or maybe we'll do more. What's it called? Donkey Kong Country 2 recreated, like with the modern tools. like we did that last week. So that might be something to look forward to. All right, y'all. So I have to go eat, and then I'm going to go do some fun stuff. Going to listen to some live music in Europe. So you guys have a great day, and this has been a great stream. And thanks for attending. This will be Jam and Sam signing off. Until next.